The best collections of Christmas stockings seem to reflect the personality of the family, right? Always unique and all your own. We know of no other expert on Christmas stockings than designer Aimee Ferre. Yours are truly to be appreciated. In fact, this is a collection of sorts.
I've been collecting for many years.
Tell us about your collection.
So, you know, the stocking to me is, in our home, Santa brings the stocking. And that's the only thing he brings. Everything else, gosh darn it, I'm going to get credit for. So he brings our stockings and everything in it. And so I wanted to make the stockings really special. And so years ago, before Pinterest, I subscribed to like 23 magazines. And I remember in this one magazine, there was this collection of stockings that were pictured, and they had gathered 100 designers to use some designer fabric and create stockings using their fabrics. And it was amazing. It was amazing, this view of all these different stockings. And the thought came to me, I mean, I grew up with matching stockings. My stocking is the little felt one on the end with hand cutouts, but I always thought everything had to match. And that was the first time I thought, I can do whatever I want. I can have a variety.
It doesn't have to be red.
No, it doesn't have to be red. It doesn't have to be green. In fact, it can be cheetah print. It can be zebra, you know? So I started collecting fabrics at that point. I didn't know how to sew at that point, but I sketched out. I had 16 different stockings that I sketched out. I'll never have 14 kids, but I thought I'm just gonna sketch them out and extract my ideas. And so I started when I had my first daughter, I sewed her one, and then I sewed, I mean, these are the ones behind us.
They're amazing.
I just kind of did whatever fit their personality. And
well, they're detailed. I can see personality in each and every project. I mean, from the button trim to the monogram, even in some cases you've spelled the name out in full. And it should be noted, you don't hang stockings on a mantle.
No, because in our Sugar House home, we never had a mantle. And I always dreamed of this big mantle that I could put my stockings across. And I just always hung them in the window. And so then we moved out, we built our home, and I finally had my mantle, and I put the stockings on it, and it looked so much better in the window with the light behind it. And now I just hang them everywhere but the mantle.
Everywhere but the mantle.
On the stair railing, in the china cabinet, I put them everywhere.
Are you making new stocking sets every year, or how many do you think you have?
I don't know. I probably have 30. I mean, you know, here's part of the collection.
And they're all equally amazing.
Yeah, and I love the surprise factor of a stocking. You know, I'll fill them sometimes. I always stuff them before Santa fills them.
So
I stuff them with tissue paper so they're full and don't sag and look good. But anyway, that's kind of where the idea came from. But I realized too that, you know, these are pretty elaborate and not that easy to sew, quite frankly. I mean, each one probably, because I'm not a super experienced seamstress myself, they took me a day and a half, some of them. And I know most normal people don't have that kind of time. And so I wanted to share a few ideas that are time savers, ones that you don't even need a sewing machine, and
but would still allow people to have these personalized stockings or curate a collection of their own. So the first one we're calling the outlet makeover. You're encouraging us to walk into outlet stores like Down East where we can get those designer stockings at a discount, but then what do we do to make them our own?
Okay, so you know how those discount ones also have the monogram?
Yeah, somebody's ordered and returned.
Yes, and you ruin the fabric if you pick it out. I know I have friends that have done it, but you always see that little Rob or Becky in the background, you know? And so I'm just gonna hide it completely.
Okay,
and so I've got, my tips are ribbon, glitter, paint. This was done with paint. Felt is a really nice backing. So basically I pick something to hide it. So here I've got your little Boston's name.
Oh my goodness.
So I took a piece of ribbon, just cut it like a little flag. And to kind of finish it off, I sewed buttons on each side. This is just an acrylic paint.
Oh. See, I get sentimental just seeing my son's name on this, but then you look at the time and the love that's gone into this with
look
the detail.
At these, the detail on these Pottery Barn, or, well, I don't know that I can call them Pottery Barn because they're from Down East, and right now at Down East Home, all their stockings are 50% off. So I left the tacky price tags on to show you. $4.99.
Oh my goodness.
Half off of that.
Right.
$2.50.
And it comes with that Pottery Barn character detail that we love, and then you've just added to it with the personalized touches.
And honestly, Brooke, think about this. Like, think in terms of, okay, grandparents who are buying 18 stockings, 20 stockings. You can do it so affordable. The refugee community, you know, when they come to this country, they have nothing, especially stockings. That's probably the last, but when you're doing these sub for Santas, it's a great way to personalize something that's very nice that they will greatly appreciate. So
I just got chills at that suggestion, that service suggestion. Makeover idea number 2 is what?
Okay, so I just was going to show just a brief little tutorial, how tutorial I get. But basically what you do is you find your monitor, you know, you see what you're having to deal with. I want to make this for my mom. And I wanted to do it kind of muted. You know, she's not real detailed there. So I found this perfect canvas ribbon to go over it. I just used tacky glue to glue it on. I found this beautiful brooch. Her name is Peggy. So I was going to glue this on with the tacky glue.
Right.
And then you just trim it. And then I was going to pin that right there. And look how that just finishes it beautifully.
My favorite combination, simple and stunning.
Yeah, that's easy.
About a minute left. Take us through your next idea, which is to take recycled fabric and use that.
So here is a jacket.
Yes.
Here's the base. I thought this would make a nice little cuff. I cut off the base.
Goodbye jacket.
Made
Hello
a little
sleeve.
Yes. Here's a sweater I cut. I trimmed little triangles to do that. But look at this that I accidentally washed and shrunk it. But look at that. That's going to make a fabulous stocking.
That's an oops we're not even going to feel bad about.
Yeah. So over here on this side, I've got, this was a jacket. And I cut out the sleeves, I cut out the front, and it just makes this beautiful stocking. Over there, it was one of my daughter's mission skirts, the navy blue cuff.
Oh my goodness.
It looks a little Scottish, and I just thought that will make a great cuff.
And she has that memory now.
Yeah, so it's just,
As part of her Christmas tradition.
These are sweaters that I added you know, buttons to. This was the base of a skirt. You know, so you can make those embellishments that would otherwise take hours and hours to create all that ruffles and all that. You've already got it in a dress, and you can just add it to your stocking.
I love it. See, it's just a creative little explosion in our own minds, triggered by our favorite creative friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're going to have pictures, inspiration on your website as well as a giveaway.
Yes. Well, I'm going to do a stocking download, a stocking tag that you can hang onto your. You know, hang on to your stockings. I've got one right here.
Okay.
One over there. So anyway, you can go online and aimeeferre.com.
We will do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Merry
so
Christmas.
much. Merry Christmas.
We'll add a link to Aimee's website from ours at Studio 5.